Hello and welcome or welcome back to Momming Abroad. I post videos about being a mom and being an expat and American living in the Netherlands. In today's video, we're going to go through a couple of books that I got at the library for my daughter. She's 3 years old. We are moving as much as we can towards a sustainable, minimalistic type of approach in our household. And something that's important to us is reading. So we do own a lot of books. Generally, we thrift books or get secondhand books from friends and family whenever possible. But in addition to that, now that COVID has gotten more under control and libraries are open again, we have renewed our library membership and we will be making use of that now. Each month we'll go about probably 2 or 3 times to have a library book rotation in addition to our book rotation at home. If you don't know what I mean by book rotation, please check out the playlist in my description box. I have several videos about book rotations, and also I have one with fall book ideas. So if you're looking still for some fall book ideas for a 3-year-old, I have a video on that already, and you can get an idea of how these books that I have here complement the books in her current book rotation of books she owns. So in addition to that, she goes to kind of preschool 2 days a week, and she goes to her grandparents 1 day a week. So she has different books available to her there, and it's basically just 4 days that she's at home, or in the evenings when she's at home. Of course, we also read at bedtime, but there's kind of 4 full days that she gets her reading done from our collection of books that we own or that we get at the library. So we just renewed the membership a couple of weeks ago. We've done 2 different trips. I already returned 2 books from our first day there. One of them, I can't even remember what it was about. She just wanted it because it was a book that her Oma and Opa, grandma and grandpa had, and she wanted to take it home. But honestly, she's read it there so many times that she had no interest in reading it at home. And the other book was about a farmer who kept calling the veterinarian to say that his animals were sick because he was in love with the veterinarian, and eventually the veterinarian himself fell in love as well, and they became happily married husbands. And I didn't look through the book and pre-approve it before she selected it, so I wasn't prepared for the ending of the book when we got to it as I was reading it to her, and I just said to her, I said, "So look, Faye, they're in love. There's 2 husbands, husband and a husband." And she just went, "Yeah." And I just my heart felt so warm, because I realized that I don't need to explain to her that it's okay for 2 men to love each other or for 2 women to love each other. It's to children who haven't learned certain behaviors or thought systems. That's okay. They accept that. That's not a problem at all. So I was really happy that she chose that book, and it made me realize that I probably need to put a little bit more effort into the book selections, not just the educational side of things, but really making sure that there is a good representation of diversity in the books and handling of certain issues. One thing that I am really intent on teaching her from a young age is the idea of consent. So you will soon, I haven't done much on it yet, but probably within the next 6 months or so, you will see some books in our book rotations about consent. I'll probably have to order some of those because the library books are pretty much all in Dutch since we live in the Netherlands, and I do want to talk about that to my daughter in English since I speak English to her. So that is something that I will be looking into, buying an age-appropriate book that really talks about that in detail. I do already talk to her about it, but I think learning through books is a beautiful way to learn as well. But off of that topic, I am still a bit in a fall theme with her. I did not end up buying any books about Halloween because I just didn't want to add to our collection of books at the moment. We have so many books, and I couldn't find anything about Halloween in the Dutch library. So I have done a few printables with her, done some activities with her about Halloween, and explained what it is. This is the first year that she's old enough to kind of get what it is. And we're also going to be doing, we're going to a Halloween party with some American friends on Saturday with all the kids to dress up on the 30th, and then on the 31st we will be doing a pumpkin decorating, a carving event, and a trunk or treat event at a local farm that they have agreed to do for not only my child but also a few of our other expat children friends. So we're very much so looking forward to that. So she's learning through experiences and printables instead of books when it comes to Halloween. I am going to probably order something on Thanksgiving though, because I think that learning to be grateful is extremely important. So I will probably order that somewhere in the next few days and introduce that in early November to her. Now I have 5 books in addition to the 2 I already mentioned from the library. I'm going to start with this book is called Winterslaap. That is the Dutch word for hibernation. So it talks all about how animals kind of collect their food. It's a really nice story with very pretty pictures, short text, perfect for 3-year-olds. And we can really discuss what we're seeing and what the season looks like. And, it's a grandma and a grandson kind of going through and looking at nature and seeing how the animals are preparing for hibernation in the winter. I think it's important to teach those kinds of things to her early on. And there are some photos of the winter when it's snowy and cold. And here are the animals hibernating. And she really liked this one. She especially likes when my husband sits and reads it with her, and he does that in Dutch then. This book is way too advanced for her. It's about mushrooms. I think this is probably meant for 8-year-olds or something, but she loves mushrooms. So when she saw this book there, she immediately wanted it. And it has here a whole index talking about the life cycle of mushrooms. And even though it's not, age appropriate, the pictures are kind of nice. It talks about the life cycle the first year, how they grow in fields, and how they can be food for animals. So it's just interesting for her to look at, and I can explain to her in simple language. And she likes the pictures, and she loves mushrooms. So okay, that's fine. She chose the book. I'm trying to really instill numbers 1 through 20 into my daughter. She can count them, but I was always kind of second guessing if she actually knew what they were and the differences. And I do prefer to focus more on doing actual activities with tangible items, so that she can learn that way. But this book is actually really well made with numbers 1 through 10. It is in Dutch. I just do it in English with her though. And we could practice tracing the numbers. This is 3. So she can actually, with her finger, kind of practice making the number for writing skills. And then we have the balls here. Okay, how many balls? And she can count 1, 2, and 3, and then she sees the number as well. And she really liked this one. It's a little bit textured on the balls and the sparkling numbers, and it's cute. It has a cute little story, the animals dropping the balls. So we really like that one. This one I had to get for her. It says, "Astronaut, where are you?" Somewhere out of nowhere, she came up with this idea that she wants to be an astronaut. She keeps talking about being an astronaut. She'll take the tops of pans and put it to her face like this and say, "I'm an astronaut. I'm going in my rocket ship." I don't know where she got it from, but I think it's great to let her imagination grow and run wild. And this is just really nice. She loves the Lift the Flap type books. And this is about being, an astronaut in space. And she just really enjoys it. So even though I am sticking more so to a fall theme and trying to be seasonal, of course you have to make space for just what your kid likes, and that's what she likes right now. And then we have this book, Fien en Tuin, and it's Flapjes. It's just like a fall naturey book, a little board book. They're at the farm here, and how many eggs can you count, and then you count the eggs. And then, it's got a lot of good, fall things to it, like pumpkins in it and whatnot. And, you know, they say, where's the frog, where's the cat, things like that. So it's just a short book. She loves it. She loves Lift the Flaps. So that's it. We will probably head again somewhere in the next day or two back to the library sometime on the weekend, and we will get a new rotation and return these books. So I will probably update. I think I'm not going to do every rotation, but I think I will update about once a month with our library book rotations. And then I do kind of seasonal book rotations for the actual books that we own as well, because I don't want to give you guys too much input. I just want to give you some ideas for when you're kind of looking for, okay, what's good for my 3-year-old. So just a couple more books. We did get a season book in Dutch, even though we own a great English one. My daughter's really interested in the changing seasons. She also recently started gymnastics, so we got her a book about that, as well as ballet. She has been in kind of baby ballet or toddler dance classes now for over a year, so she loves to see that reflected back in the books that she reads, as well as Meneer Kabouter, which is a little story about dwarfs. She loves fairy tales, so this was appropriate. And I hope you find it useful. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed the content, and consider subscribing if you want to see future content like this. Turn the notifications on so you can be notified when I've posted a new video, and leave a comment below to let me know what your 3-year-old is currently reading, and or if you have any suggestions for my 3-year-old. I would gladly accept those suggestions. Have a great day. Bye.